All right, everybody, variables. So a variable is a container for storing data. It's a representation of some value. Think back to middle school algebra class where you had to solve an equation. You have to solve for x, and x is some representation of a value. It's basically no different in programming. A variable behaves as if it was the value that it contains. There's two steps to creating a variable: declaration and assignment. To declare a variable, we use one of three keywords, either var, let, or const. We'll discuss const in a future video, but for now, we can either use var or let. But using let is best practice due to something called variable scope, but that won't make too much sense until we reach the video on functions. So for now, for best practice, to create a variable, let's use the keyword let. We precede the variable with let. And now we need a unique descriptive name of this variable. So if you're thinking of algebra, you might think of a variable such as maybe x or y, like they are some number. But in programming, you want a variable to be descriptive of what it contains. Let's assign a number to this variable. Maybe in this example, we need to store a student's age. So age would be a descriptive name for this variable. And that is step one. We have declared a unique variable named age, but it doesn't yet contain a value. That's where assignment comes in. That's step two. So let's try and use this variable. Console.log, and I'm just going to display age, and then let's see what happens. If you declare a variable but do not assign it a value, it's undefined. So we haven't reached step two yet. We've only declared a variable. When you display a variable, make sure it's not within quotes, because then we're literally printing the word age instead of the value contained within age, the variable. Now, step two is assignment. We take the variable name and use the assignment operator, which is an equal sign, and set this equal to some value. Let's say that I'm 21 years old. Not anymore, but I like to think that I still am. Now, when I display this variable age, it displays the number 21. So age is a variable. It behaves as if it was the value that it contains. Now, with creating a variable, you can do this in two steps, or you can combine them both together. So instead of taking two lines of code, we could combine them both together like this. And this would do the same thing, but there may be times when you need to declare a variable and then assign a value later on, like maybe you're accepting some user input. So in that case, it would be better to do that in two steps. Different variables have different data types. 21 is a number data type. We can use this variable in some arithmetic expressions. Maybe it's my birthday and I need to add 1 to my age. I can easily change that by setting age equal to age plus 1. And my age is now 22. So this is a number data type. Another data type is a string. A string is a series of characters. Let's create a variable to hold a student's name. So we will use that let keyword, and I'll create a variable name named firstName. Then I could assign a value later or right away. I'll do so right away. So I will set firstName equal to, then to create a string, we can use a set of quotes, either double quotes or single quotes, and I can add a series of characters. So why don't you enter in your first name? And now I can use this variable and it contains a series of characters. Let's display this within our console. Console.log firstName. So this displays bro 21. Another data type is a Boolean. A Boolean is only one of two values, true or false. This time, let's say that we have a Boolean variable named maybe student. If a person is currently enrolled, we could set student to equal true. If they're not enrolled, or maybe they graduated, this could be false. So a Boolean is one of two values, true or false. Then let's display this within our console. Console.log student. And this displays false. Or if I was a student, this could be true. So these are three common data types: strings, which are a series of characters, numbers, and Booleans. As a beginner, it's actually really easy to mix up strings and numbers. Numbers we can use with arithmetic expressions. Strings we cannot. Let's use that previous example of incrementing my age by 1 because it's my birthday. Age equals age plus 1. We can use numbers in arithmetic expressions. See, my age is now 22. But if this was a string, I'll put this within quotes, string, well, when we add 1 to age, it's going to concatenate 1 to the end of the string. I am not 211 years old. It's treating age as a series of characters, and we're adding an additional character to age. So as a beginner, you really have to pay attention to data types. It is really easy to put things within quotes when you don't mean to. When you display a variable within the console or the DOM, you can display it along with some other text. So along with my first name, I'm going to display hello. Hello. Then after I finish the string, I will add comma. So hello, bro. With my second log method, I'll print another message. Perhaps you are age years old. Hello, bro, you are 21 years old. And what can we do with student? Let's say maybe enrolled. So this will display true if I'm currently enrolled, or false if I'm no longer a student. If you need to display a variable within your DOM, here's one thing that we can do. So within our HTML document, let's create maybe some paragraph tags. I'll create 3. So we need an opening paragraph tag and a closing paragraph tag. I will set a unique ID of P1. Copy this, paste it 2 times. The second one will be P2, and the third will be P3. So within our DOM, we have 3 paragraph tags, each with a unique ID. If I need to change the inner HTML of these paragraph tags, I can do so using this statement. document.getElementById. Parentheses. And then within a set of quotes, I will list the ID of the HTML tag I would like to change. Let's begin with P1. And then I will follow the statement with .innerHTML and set this equal to. So let's display hello. Then to display a variable, we will use some string concatenation. So we will use plus a variable name. Let's say first name. Hello, bro. Okay, let's do the same thing with P2. You are. So when using string concatenation, you do have to pay attention to spaces within strings. You are age plus years old. You are 21 years old. And lastly, P3. Let's say enrolled, :space, student. Enrolled, true. And then you can change any one of these values. Well, yeah, everybody, those are variables. A variable is just a container for storing data. It's a representation of some value. A variable behaves as if it was the value that it contains. There's 2 steps, declaration and assignment. You can do these both together or separate. And variables have different data types. 3 that we discussed are strings, which are a series of characters, numbers, and booleans, which are either true or false. You can display variables along with text within your console, or you could use string concatenation to display a variable's value along with some text in your DOM. So yeah, those are variables, everybody. If you would like a copy of all this code, I'll post this in the comments section down below. If you enjoyed this video, let me know by smashing that like button, leave a random comment down below, and subscribe if you'd like to become a fellow bro.